Okay, I got the 313 moved yesterday down to this job from the pond job. Let me walk out here and show you what we got. This is a future home site. And the engineer come out, tested the soil, said we need to cut down at least 2 feet and backfill it. So I think this is it's 80 feet this way. Looks more than 40. Man, I don't forgot the dimensions of it, but basically it's like a L shape here, and then it goes this way, and then for a carport back here in this corner. So I got to cut out 2 feet of dirt inside these flags they got set out here. They used to row crop all this. So we're gonna cut out 2 feet and then backfill it 4 feet. There's a 20 by, this looks like a 20 by 40 or a 15 by 30 or something. The carport's gonna be here. They're gonna drive into the carport, and then the house is gonna be here facing his driveway, and we're way off the road. We're probably 200 or 300 yards off the road. The guy that's building the house or whatever, his dad, he drives a truck, and he's got a dump truck that he's going to haul for me. I said, man, that'd be great. I save him some money, and save me time and whatnot. And so basically we're just going to cut it out here, and then I think we're going to windrow it right in here for later, figure out what he wants to do with it later on. It's going to be quite a bit of dirt to come out, but it's a different job than, you know, the clearing and stuff, and so I'm excited to do it. I think it's going to be, it might get a little boring. It may probably be a short video, but, and plus I'm having to film it from my phone because the old GoPro she gone, and I just haven't had time to get another one. So I need to get this thing crunk up and warmed up. He should be down here any minute. I sprayed this thing up. Of course, I didn't wash the tracks. I just shoveled them out. So I'm gonna look over this thing and check the fluids in it and make sure everything looks good in it. It gave me a water filter, or a water separator alarm the other day, and I come back here and I could tell it had a little bit of settlement in the bottom of it, but the drain doesn't really just do that great of a job to me. It doesn't drain it all out, but you can see the sensor right there. But I drained it out and it went away. I need to do it again, but I'm sure it's just from that fuel tank I got on the truck there. Let me get the oil and stuff checked in here, and then I'm going to fire it up. My sticker started coming off the other day. Bubba Dean's gonna be mad at me. The Thompson sticker is gone. They want stickers, they ought to make them higher quality. Want that trash on here. But all right, let me get the fluids checked in this thing. All right, my help finally showed up. He got a good looking Peterbilt. I need that truck. I'm gonna see if he'll sell it. All right, let me get out and holler at him real quick. All right, I got the first load. loaded up. What I'm doing is I'm starting on this very far corner of the house, and then that way we'll just work back towards where he's dumping. That way it'll just get a little shorter and shorter each time. But old truck. Man, having this 2D grade control on here, it makes things so much simpler. I don't have to get out and measure. I just set my benchmark and put in a 2 foot cut and rock and roll. See what the old Pete's gonna do here. I didn't really load him down just real heavy, just and I don't really have a good way to hold my phone, so this video may not be that great. But what I'm doing is I'm gonna make this first line right here, and then I'll get there and cut back that way. That way I've got something to dig into. So maybe I can try to figure out how to prop my phone up. Alright, we steadily getting after it here. Old Pete's got a Cummins in her. She sure sounds mean. I think he said they rebuilt the engine on it, but he said they're thinking the rings, I don't know, it needs new rings is what they said. But so I got one corner or one line cut, and I'm almost to this line. This is the longest line straight in the front of the house. Once I get this cut, then I'll be able to sit in the center there and just really hog the dirt out. So it's going pretty good. I wish I could set this thing up, but I can't figure out how to hold it. But I don't know how big it. I think he said that's like a 15-yard bed on it. She'll haul a load, that's for sure. Loaded him down a little bit more on that one. We're just kind of taking it easy in this field, but this field's pretty solid, so. Well, yesterday we was down to our last load for the day, and the Peterbilt, she decided she wanted to blow a head gasket. So I had to bring my little dump truck down here, so it's probably gonna take a lot longer than I was wanting, but we got to get it done, so it is what it is. I just hope my little truck lasts, because she's gonna be worked today, that's for sure. But we made pretty good progress yesterday. Got this cut out. We probably got a third of it done. About 2.5 hours, you know. So we was making good progress, but that last load, she just didn't want no more. So we're gonna work the old International today. So another cool thing about this excavator is it's got a payload thing on it. I can weigh each bucket. Right now I got it set up, my target weight is 6.97 ton, and each time I scoop it will tell me what it is over here, and it will total it here. So man, I gotta find a way to hold this phone. So I'm gonna take a scoop and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I've got a scoop out there. I haven't curled it up yet. Right now that scoop is weighing 0.89 tons. Now as I curl it up, it says, alright, now it's locked in there. When that bucket turns green, it's locked in there. And then when I swing over, as I dump it in the truck, it's going to tell me, well, if I don't dump it all out on the ground, okay, it just totaled it to 0.9 ton. So each bucket I scoop, it locks it in, and when I dump it, let me see if I can just kind of do it this way. Alright, that one's reading 0.4 ton. I raise up. Why is it not locking in? Alright, and then when I move, there it went, it locked in then. So as I dump it, it's going to total 0.4 ton to 0.9 ton until I get to 7 ton. So, and then when I get to 7 ton, I hit this button right here, and that's my truck payload, and it adds it to truck number 1, and it will keep up with it until I clear all that data out. So we're gonna see how much dirt we move today. All right, I got a new GoPro, so if you see this video, then that means it's working. Well, we got the pad finished. There's quite a bit of dirt come out of this hole. I'll go look on the excavator and see how much. And I dug a drainage ditch over there, that way if it, which it has rained. It rained quite a bit yesterday, and I don't see any water sitting on it, so it's good that it's soaking in the ground. Let me go over here and look on the excavator and see how much dirt we moved. There's quite a few mounds sitting out there. Alright, I got this fired up, and I'm gonna come in here and go to my settings and look at my payload here. Go to payload setting. Okay. Work monitor, work all, and this will tell me what I did for so we had, well, the first day when we was hauling with a Peterbilt, of course he hauled about 12 or 15 loads in it, and I didn't record them because I didn't think about this, but this is just what we hauled the second day with my dump truck. So we had this is pretty cool because it gives you your average fuel, average productivity. I was moving 81.4 ton an hour. 735.5 ton a gallon. My total payload when I started keeping up with it was 558.9 ton. My truck count was 82 loads in my truck. It's actually 84. I hauled 2 loads before I remembered that I could do this and keep up with all of it. So we hauled 84 truckloads, and I was trying to I set it at about 7 ton, so if I got close to 7 ton, then we loaded it out. So that was a lot of dirt moved. I'm gonna say we hauled, well, his truck was 12 to 15 yard bed. I don't know, I ain't gonna do the math, but we hauled well over 600 ton of dirt out of that hole. So not too bad. You can see all of it out there. But what I got to do is he wants me to dig a little bit more. Let me shut this door. He wants me to dig a little bit more out in this area just to kind of give the water somewhere to pool up as he's filling in for the or he's backfilling the main pad, and then all this, and he'll put a field tile around the house when it's said and done, and he'll run it back here, and just a little extra, keep water from pooling up, you know. Which I don't think this place has any trouble drainage, because like I said, it rained a good bit yesterday and there ain't no water standing anywhere. There's a little bit right in here, but that's from where our ruts are. But so anyway, he said he was going to do a little bit of, he's got a drone, so I may have some footage of that on here. If not, then no big deal. But there she is. He's gonna have a 15 by 30 carport here, and then the main house around in there. We're gonna jump in the dump truck, get it home. We did have, that thing did break down too. Let me show you what we had to do for it. So our last load, I guess, whenever we decided to take a break the other day, I said we'll haul one more load, and we did. And then we was sitting around talking, and we got ready to go back to work. We noticed that one side of the bed still had a bunch of dirt in it, and we was going to back up to the pad there and let me clean out the bed. Well, sure enough, that load, or the very last one, we got to, he tried to raise the bed and it wasn't raising. It was making a hell of a racket from the PTO. So we got up there and looked, and we noticed that the drive shaft, you can right there. Well, I don't know if you can see it with the lighting, but the drive shaft from the PTO to the pump is right there, and it had shifted over and was banging on the housing, and it wouldn't raise the bed. So I didn't know what had happened, and I noticed that this bracket that holds the dump frame on the actual main frame, it had broke a while back, and I just hadn't thought about fixing it, just being busy with everything else as usual. But then I noticed that this one had broke, the only one that was still kind of holding it besides the back pieces had broke, and the whole bed had shifted over, or the frame had shifted over. So I took the excavator and I pushed it over enough to get it off the housing in there, and then it just spun fine. It sounded good, and so we had to take it up there to the shop, and we ground the old weld off and just burn it in the best we could with a stick welder. It's still not good to weld to the frame, so when I get it home or whatnot, I'm gonna drill two holes there and actually bolt it on there, so it'll be welded and plus bolted if the welds ever break. And then on this side, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna drill those holes a little bigger and put me 2 bolts in that too, so it'll be done more like it should have. Whoever put this bed on there, they just ran a little MIG welder up it, and it didn't burn into the frame at all, which I don't think it's ever good to really weld on the frame, so it needed to be bolted. But all right, that's the end of this job.